My name is Jasmine, and I am a recovering drug addict.
My name is Richie Farrell, AKA the Old White Junkie.
And we are your hosts for Exit Team Nashua.
Our mission is to bring recovery into the living room.
Last year, over 72,000 Americans died of an accidental overdose.
That's almost 200 Americans every single day.
We will bring you guests with real-life experiences with addiction and recovery.
Welcome to Exit Team Nashua.
Hi, welcome to Exit Team Nashua. My name is Jasmine, and I am your host. So something very interesting happened today. So if you have been watching the show consecutively, you know the last 6 shows we've talked about how Bobby's been let go, but here he is.
You can't fire me.
Yeah. We were like, Bobby, you don't work here anymore. And Bobby was like, we actually don't work. we just volunteer. So
I just show up.
yeah.
I just show up sometimes.
And I got to tell you, I was really happy to see him.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah,
it really is. I like that fun.
All the other co-hosts we had didn't really banter with me.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's their loss.
That's true.
I mean, they're just not stepping up to the plate. I know I got big shoes to fill, but, like, come on. Come on.
How have you been?
I've been good. Just working, trying to help some people, trying to have some fun in life, trying to find some balance, and, you know, because that's what this whole thing's about.
Have you figured that out yet?
Getting close.
Balance?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
wow.
involves walking with your arms out. Right? Because it helps you keep balance. A little tidbit for you. A little trick of the trade.
Wow, I thank you.
Yeah, and long poles too. Like the really long ones.
Yeah, I have trouble just walking on my own 2 feet some days. So
Well, no, it helps with balance.
I'm just not going to.
You never seen tightrope?
I actually don't know if I trust you, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an honest program, I hear.
All right.
So, this beautiful woman stuck in the middle of our banter.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Karen, who are you?
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Karen.
Karen Kulberg. I am a realtor in the Seacoast area of New Hampshire.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I met you a few months ago, I guess back in like February or March.
It's been a little bit now.
Yeah,
it's
just meeting you today.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
It's
I was
amazing.
trying to really hold that one off. He's a lot to handle.
I'm good in small doses.
Yeah, okay.
You got to build a tolerance.
I'm building up.
Yeah, that's
You'll
good.
get there. You'll get there. Don't worry.
At the end of the show, we completely,
Oh yeah, you'll be
completely tolerated.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Bobby actually might be able to be of service too. We do banter a lot, but Bobby is a huge pillar in the Nashua community and does a lot to help a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
So you're a realtor.
I am.
We met a couple months ago by fate.
Yes.
And it was really cool, the series of events that transpired from that.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
yes.
Just, I get goose pimples. I think about it every single time.
I am a huge believer that nothing happens for a
No,
reason.
I mean,
so,
I talk about getting choked up and teary-eyed.
Really?
It's just
I got to hear the story behind this now.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So, beginning of the year, I wanted to try to think of something that would have an impact on my community.
Mm-hmm.
So, my real estate company, not my real estate company, the one I work for is Better Homes and Gardens and Massiello Group. We have like 35 offices, 700 agents. But my region that I manage has 5 offices and over 100 agents. So, and there's the whole realtor community. Many of the other offices, and in our Seacoast Board of Realtors, there's close to 1,000 realtors and affiliates. What a
Wow.
powerful group
Yeah.
of individuals.
Yeah, that's.
And most realtors I know want to always give back. Oftentimes, if they have a closing, they'll cut part of their commission to SPCA or the veterans or something.
Yeah.
I said, wouldn't it be cool if we could take us collectively, this whole group of 1,000 people plus, and create something where we have such a really huge impact? So I thought, well, what is important in our state and in our region? And there are a lot of good causes, but it came down to substance use disorder. New Hampshire is, as we know, vacillates between first and second in opioid-related
I have
overdose
goosebumps
deaths.
right now.
Yeah.
You have 1,000 realtors that want to donate money and be
Isn't that
involved in some
amazing?
way to help people.
I mean, it's community, right?
yeah.
You're just talking about it, building a community. If
Exactly.
you're a realtor, you're all about building community.
That is exactly it, and the community for realtors is huge. And then we started bringing in other people in the community. So this was back in January, first of the year. You know,
Yep.
new year, new purpose, new reasons for doing things. So what can 2019 bring for me, and for not only me but for the community?
Yeah.
what can I do to create something? Start with an idea and then see where it can lead to. So came up with the idea of doing something to help in the recovery community. What can we do? So I brainstormed some ideas. And my first idea was going to be a talent show. I was going to have actually.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! I was going to have. We have 6 offices at the time. I was going to have 6 tryouts in the 6 different offices. Then we're going to have
That would be so fun.
Like an America's Got Talent kind of thing, and like
exactly.
We should do
Seacoast
that
has
for
got
2020.
talent.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm saying I'm all for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was too until I spoke to someone who had done an event called Seacoast Idol. Seacoast Idol. It was a singing thing. He says, Karen, you're essentially doing 6 separate events. So we do one event, and we hired a professional person to run that for us.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, that's too big. I got to scale back. But I was watching a lot of, and I love stories. I love TED Talks.
Yeah.
I love to hear. To me, it's very inspirational. I feel like I can relate to people's stories, and I learn from that. So, wouldn't it be cool to bring together people in recovery who share their stories? So, I think sharing and hope.
Yeah.
Sharing hope, stories of recovery. I mean, okay, that sounds perfect. And we'll call it Realtors for Recovery. So I reached out to our agents and said, who wants to get involved with this? We had some people jump on board. Pam Chafee is a realtor in my office. Okay. She says, yeah, I'm definitely on board with this. She's been impacted greatly with substance use disorder. And she says, I got just the person for you to talk to. So she texted you, I guess. Like immediately, bing, ping, ping, I'm getting pinged by Jasmine. I mean, what is it even a half an hour? It's like 5 minutes. I'm like, ow! Jasmine has texted me back. And he said, what do you need? I said, I need speakers. I need speakers. I need an MC for this event. I need someone who's really going to, bring forth a lot of, tie it together and someone dynamic and, not that anybody's story is more important or more effective than someone, but in order to attract people who want to attend, you need to have someone who, is going to have a draw. So you told me about Richie Farrell and how he's
the MC.
Yeah, so he's
It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
You know Richie?
I know Richie.
Yeah.
So
Nothing's censored with Richie. That's why we love him.
So
I mean,
look,
you gotta run it.
And
Love
then,
him.
And so we Hope on Haven Hill. Are you familiar with Hope on Haven Hill?
Yes.
Yep.
So Carrie Norton said,
Yep.
I have this wonderful couple, Kathy and Chris Sullivan. Chris actually was a former NFL Patriots player.
Okay.
Who got involved with painkillers and then got addicted to heroin.
Yeah.
Was in a really dark place for a while. Now in recovery. So she says, I bet he'd love to speak. This is what they do. They go around and they speak. They want to help the next person by sharing their story. Like, okay, sharing hope stories of recovery. It all kept coming back to me. So and then you said, well, what else do you need? I said, I need more speakers. So you hooked me up with Phil and
Phil Spad.
Pat Cronin.
Phil's great.
Matt Gannum.
Yep.
The poet.
Matt Gannum is going to light that room up.
Yeah, he's
He's
gonna-
going to light that room
So I
up.
started looking at what you're telling me names. So I go on to YouTube and I meet these people via, YouTube and their videos.
I'm excited to hear Matt Gannum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
gonna
want
be
to
good.
forget other speakers, but there's Amy and there's you.
Amy.
There's you.
Wow.
Jasmine's
Yes.
going to speak.
That's a
Who else do
great
we have?
lineup.
Tim Francis.
Tim Francis.
From
Well,
Control
everybody minus you.
Marketing.
Great lineup.
We have a great lineup.
Oh yeah. No, that's awesome.
They're putting me first so people forget about me by the end. They won't know how bad I killed it.
It's like the opening act at a concert.
Yeah,
It's-
no one's going to remember.
Give the new up and coming band maybe a
Matt
shot.
Gannum's going to close it. We have all agreed
But
on
what's
that.
so awesome is every single person that you hooked me up with, 100% of those people are speaking.
Yeah.
100%. No one said, no, I can't do this. Every single person said, when, where, I'll be there. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
So it's going to
I
be
mean,
so cool.
everybody in that group is trying to help people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's the thing. Like you're trying to help people.
Yeah.
And anytime somebody presents an opportunity to somebody who's been through it, like they're gonna jump on
Right.
it.
Well, that's, yeah.
You know,
It's just
and-
turn around and, help the next person, up. So
Let's
I
talk
think
about the
that's really
venue too,
important.
because that's really cool as
It's
well.
really cool. 3S
Yeah.
Art Space in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Have you been to 3S Art Space? It's
I have not, but
really
it sounds
cool.
really cool.
It is really cool. They do a lot of fundraisers. They
Mm-hmm.
do, they screen films. They have art shows. It's only 200 seats, and which is great for us to get started. I'm hoping and praying that we'll sell 200 seats
We're going to.
easily.
Yeah, that's
We are going
easy.
easily.
That's easy.
Bobby is going to sell at least 50 tickets for
yeah,
us.
just
Tickets are live on Eventbrite
Okay.
and Facebook events. Just search for Sharing Hope Stories of Recovery. So 3S Art Space has gifted their space to us. They're not charging us for the space at all.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
And
amazing.
what is the most
awesome.
amazing part of this event?
The most amazing part of the event, I think it's the fact that the speakers are coming. They're on a mission to help us raise money for organizations.
But it's
all-
like
yeah.
everybody is just like so invested, and like different people on different levels are self-sacrificing and giving more, but everybody's common goal is to give to people that don't have resources to help them get
Absolutely.
resources.
Right, right.
Everyone.
and that's what we keep seeing, Jazzy. I know you keep seeing it too. You know, there's not enough in New Hampshire. And that's what you're trying to help with, and that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
That's
if we,
huge.
I don't know how much money we'll raise.
We set a goal.
Yeah.
I think we can.
think we will?
I
Yeah.
think we can. I really
too.
do.
And that would be, let's do some math here. 50,000.
Math isn't my strong suit.
So it's 17.
I'm about to pull up my phone.
17.
Hold on, 50,000. There's 200 tickets.
Right,
So what
right.
is that?
Yeah, well, 200 tickets at
Should've-
$50 a piece. Right there, we're going to have $10,000.
Okay.
And then we are looking for sponsors.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, what I was thinking, at $50,000, how much, with 4 organizations, how much each organization will get. That was the math I was thinking. So if we raise 50 grand, we have Hope on Haven Hill.
So 12.5
SOS.
each one.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
and
it was, $12.50.
if we can raise the full 50.
Yeah.
I really, truly think that we can raise more than 50 grand.
That's what I'm very about to say.
I really think that we
I
can.
I have like a blue sky attitude. Everything for me is like,
Yeah.
I'm like the ridiculous optimist. Which you think
So-
at my age I'd finally get more realistic, Karen?
No, don't ever,
So
Karen, please.
you're in luck, right? Because the group of people that you invite are all we hustle.
Well, I'm finding
Hustlers
out.
by nature.
It's just what we do.
Yeah,
You know, so you picked a good group.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but I think that's very achievable, and I think it's
Pat
for the
Cronin
cause.
is just like on
I love
fire with this.
Pat.
Pat Cronin is just
Gosh.
so.
He's great.
He has such an internal drive for whatever
Yes.
he does.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
phenomenal. You know, I hope he's not watching because I don't want him to know this, but I look up to him a lot. And I look at how he does things and how driven he is, and I try to apply that myself.
Right,
You
right.
know,
Pat,
so.
do you hear that? If you're watching,
Right.
That's,
Well,
Pat knows I love
You know,
him.
we're scheduling meetings with the speakers and
Yeah.
with the committee, but the speakers were having scheduled meetings. We have one coming up in first part of August. So Pat goes, well, how many meetings are you going to have and when are there? I said, well, don't worry, we're going to have meetings. We'll have enough meetings. He goes, we have to have 100 meetings to get this done. I'm like, okay, if you want to meet 100 times between now and September, we'll do it.
it's
I
being
mean-
prepared, right? You got to be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to be prepared. So let me just talk about the other 2 organizations. So Hope on Haven Hill,
Yep.
the
So
service
hold on.
moms.
So for people that don't know, what is Hope on Haven Hill?
Hope on Haven Hill is a organization that services pregnant and postpartum moms with their moms in recovery with them. So they stay at the home on Hope on Haven Hill with their children. There's 8 beds there. I mean, only 8. But they've just opened a new facility called Abby's Place, and that's in Rochester. I think it's Dover. They've just opened Abby's Place in Rochester. I might have those 2 switched. And I don't know how many beds Abby's Place has.
Yeah.
But again, they'll service moms with their babies or pregnant women about to give
Which
birth.
there is literally in New England minimal. A lot of facilities can't even take pregnant women.
I think I know like 2.
Yeah, it's really minimal at a lot of facilities because, so the facility that I work for, we can take pregnant women, but we're like one of very few because the doctor that is in that facility is responsible for that baby at birth.
Yeah.
So if something goes wrong,
Sure.
there's a lot of liability
Sure,
that goes
absolutely.
on. So.
I don't know that.
So back in February, we, Realtors for Recovery, collected close to 7,000 diapers for Hope on Haven Hill. So that was a huge community effort. That's a lot of diapers.
That's
It really is. So the idea too was, okay, if we start the Realtors for Recovery in this fundraiser in September, I just don't want to jump on the scene, say in August.
Yeah.
So let's do something to create awareness. Let's start doing good for these organizations
So you
little
really thought
by
this
little.
out, yeah.
Well, it's so weird, Jasmine, because it's almost divine intervention.
Greater
I get
than
that.
yourself, yeah.
It just happened, like you appeared and this appeared and this appeared and this appeared, and all the pieces just fell into place. And when I got stuck here, well, let me tell you, because Realtors for Recovery is not a nonprofit.
Okay.
We just became, it's an initiative. So people aren't going to write a check out to some, if you write a check out to that, to this table, Realtors for Recovery doesn't exist in the world as a 401, a 501,
501c3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I almost said 401k.
I did too.
It's 501c3.
Yeah. A nonprofit.
So, and they want to get a tax, if you have a sponsor, they're doing it for tax, credit or whatever. So we needed to have a fiscal agent, a nonprofit fiscal agent to to put the money into, and then they could disperse the funds. So being a Rotarian, I went to my Rotary Club. I said, well, gee, there's liability here. We don't know if we want to take that responsibility. I'm like, shoot, this thing's dead in the water. I need to have some place for these funds to go to be dispersed. So then I've been getting to know Chief McKenzie, Robert McKenzie in Kennebunk.
Okay.
He started the Rotary District 7780 Recovery Initiative.
Okay.
And I spoke to him about my issue. He goes, don't worry about it. We'll find a club that will take your funds for you. So he's been going all through the Seacoast, New Hampshire, and Maine and doing awareness talks along with John Burns and also doing Narcan training. So we have a lot of Rotarians coming to do these talks and just to gain awareness. So that was so I thought I had a roadblock, and then Chief McKenzie appeared, solved that problem. So now we have our fiscal agent. All checks were written out to Saco Bay Rotary Foundation.
Okay.
And then we will just simply tell them where we want the funds to go. They'll cut 4 checks to our organization. And
That's
you know,
awesome.
and so whenever I reach this, and the website was a big thing too.
Yes.
So I got the person for you. So Tim Francis pinged me right away.
Yeah.
And so we should have our website live really soon.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
hopefully that's going to be done by the end of the week.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll share it, and we'll get it out there.
Yeah, well,
let's do it.
absolutely. Our public page will, my personal, whatever
Yeah.
we can do
Thank you.
to get it out there. Also, so that brings up a really good point.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is phenomenal, and you have the ability to impact a lot of people, and you have a lot of really driven individuals. So absolutely, that there is no doubt in my mind that this is something greater than the people involved that are happening here. So other people that want to get involved, how do they do that?
Yeah, they can go to Realtors for Recovery on Facebook. Just search Realtors for Recovery. Karen Kulberg, my name is probably up there. Just Google me.
We're going to put your contact information
Yeah.
up too. So.
The website will be www.realtorsforrecovery.com. Reach out to me if you want to sponsor. We're looking, what I'd love to do for all of our 9 speakers is get you guys hotel rooms.
That's
Because I know
amazing.
you're traveling from out of the state, some of you, or at least to New Hampshire, but within an hour's drive. If there are any hotels, bed and breakfast, Airbnbs out there who want to put up some folks for the night, rather than having to drive home at 10 o'clock. So that's what we're looking for now is give you guys a little
Also,
night over in Portsmouth.
We're also looking for sponsors.
Sponsors.
So, so there are a lot of people that work in the industry that are sponsoring. So we have a phenomenal layout. We have how many people are we going to reach on social media? What was it predicted?
I would say hundreds of thousands.
It was like
Easy.
200,000 people was the number that we had come up with on social media. So
It's
if you're
just
looking to get your
huge.
name out there for, to expand your business, like getting involved in sponsoring this event is a great idea, because we have 10 speakers that are countrywide, worldwide actually, and all of them are going to be promoting this event and the sponsorship on their page.
Exactly.
So,
And then at the event, we'll have a big screen behind us.
Yep.
The higher level sponsors sponsors will have their name. The Massiello Group is our event sponsor, so we thank Chris Massiello and the Massiello Group hugely for that. The other really cool thing is we're going to give you a sort of like a marketing package that did you see some of those little logo things that I
They
created?
came out phenomenal.
Yeah,
They came
really
out so
great.
good.
So every sponsor will get 3 Facebook posts. All they have to do is just pop it in there. We're going to provide it for them. 3 Instagram posts. Pop it in, cut and paste, pop it in there. And 3 LinkedIn. So Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We also have letters that you can copy and paste and send out to your database. Hey, we're supporting Realtors for Recovery. We're supporting Sharing Hope Stories for Recovery. Gives an intro as to what the event is about. If anybody else wants to get involved, so they send a letter out to their customers, their clients, their database, their contacts. Hey, we feel very passionate about this. This is what we're doing. Come join us.
It's a great way to get involved, give back to the community. Because that's the whole point, it's to help, right? Like, we all got into this to help you guys and to put people into homes, right? And that's a huge help. Like,
it is, I know.
We both got into it for our own reasons of why to help, and like that's the end goal.
Another thing that we're doing is so the people that are going to be there. So you and I, like, we are so used to doing like recovery related events where we are just like surrounded by people in recovery. Well, this is not one of those kind of events. This is a business professional event. So the majority of the individuals attending this event are going to be business professional people. So we have tables that places can purchase to set their stuff up to get to know the bit, and also for people who are looking for help. So like a lot of treatment centers have purchased tables and sponsorship and things like that, so people can know. And we have haven't we allotted some for nonprofits too? So people can know what resources are available, because so for you, like, I know what resources are available and I know who to call, and I'm someone that does that. But if I'm someone who's affected by this and not connected to the recovery community like I am, they're going to be all right there. So if anyone,
regardless if they're business professionals or who they are, everybody is affected by this. I just had a realtor reach out to me and said, my son's in recovery, and they started a group in Farmington, New Hampshire, where they hold meetings and anything else that they can do. My daughter was talking about a fellow in her office who's in recovery. He runs a needle exchange program. So so many people are affected by either alcohol, drug addiction.
That was kind of my plea for calling people in recovery to get involved, because there's going to be so many people that like don't know this world. Like, get involved because you're going to be connected with them.
I was going to say, like, for you and me, it's just like no brainer. Like, let me call this person, this person, this person, this person. Like, I remember when like my family reached out for help for me the first time. Like, nobody knew what to do. And like now it's that idea seems so foreign to me, just because like it's like for you it'd be like looking for a home.
Sure.
You already know how to look for a home, but for most people, like if I'm a first-time home buyer, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So now we have the plug.
We do.
We got the plug. I want to buy a home next year, so
awesome.
I'll be calling.
Woohoo.
Yes.
I like fixer-uppers.
I do too. I love
Bobby
fixer-uppers.
is a fixer-upper.
Listen,
Love that.
I love playing with power tools.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Like I was a floor installer by trade before this, and I did framing and stuff. So like, love it.
You could do that. So because a lot of young people don't know how to do that.
Oh, it's
they
great.
Have no idea.
I like working with my hands.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of young people don't. They will shy away from the fixer-uppers because they like. Some people won't even. Not even want to go down to the basement because I don't want to go to the basement. What do I want to go to the basement for? Well, you're a guy.
Nah, half my friends are in the union. I call a guy and I get everything fixed.
Yeah.
Get a guy for the guy.
You gotta have a guy.
Yeah.
You gotta have a guy, right? And when you come to this event,
I don't have a guy.
And when you come to this event, you'll be plugged in with all the guys.
I pay.
And the women.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like that's why I think this. And you mentioned a nonprofit that I've actually never heard of until you just said it right before the show.
What?
It was the family.
Step up. Gosh, my mind goes blank when I get nervous. Step Up Parents.
Don't be nervous. Just you and me. Okay, so Step Up Parents. Can you explain that a little bit to me?
Step Up Parents is yes, it's a newer nonprofit, began in January by 2 women from Hampton, and they had a friend who was taking care of their grandchildren because their child was living with substance use disorder, and then through that friend, they realized, well, there's a lot of people. And they also were involved in the school system. Yeah. And any school counselor in the area, or probably, in New Hampshire anyways, will tell you this is a growing problem with grandparents taking care of their kids, children, the grandchildren. So they stepped up parents.
Yeah.
And they said, let's help grandparents or other, non-relative caregivers.
Yeah.
Of kids. You think of people my age in their 60s who are now, you raise their own children. Not only the heartbreak of their children, in addiction, but they have these grandchildren who, need a home.
And that's
And they also they need resources. So if they're on Social Security or they've retired, they don't plan
It's hard enough
on
to
raising
take
a
care of
kid.
themselves.
Yeah.
So we did a gas card drive for them. So we collected about $500 worth of gas cards for them to give to their, I don't call them clients, their
members.
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 Their group. I don't know. They're people they're trying to help, and
their community.
The community.
Their community.
That's it,
Bobby,
exactly.
I love that you were just really using community tonight.
Well, no, that's what this is all
I
about.
know,
It's
it's
community
really-
connection.
it's
You know what I
so
mean?
I'm
like,
always a preacher
community.
of connection, so
like,
I love that.
it's
Connection.
a societal thing, right? And as a society, we have to grow, right? Because if we just place it on like the individual, right, the whole problem's not gonna,
Right.
And you keep talking like, those grandparents are doing it. That's like an overlooked thing. Everybody's always focusing on, okay, how do we get this person in treatment or this person sadly overdosed or whatever, right? And we don't think about the far-reaching consequences, right? We don't think about the fact that a whole generation is being raised by their grandparents now.
Yeah.
Or we don't think about the trauma that's being inflicted and how disconnected these children are, which is going to, in return, raise more disconnected
really will,
people and more problem and not solution. So this is very solution.
Well, I was reading something about that kids in their 20s are attending more funerals of their friends than weddings. Oftentimes,
I'd say so.
I mean, even our small community, it's not uncommon to hear about. I used to work in the school system,
Okay. God bless
and
it. I'm sorry. Terrible student.
so and my heart always went out to those kids who I knew felt like they didn't fit in.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are marginalized.
It was us.
Yeah,
There went out for
I
us.
love those kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They just tugged at my heart.
See, he is lovable.
Yeah.
I have a soft side.
Minimal.
Listen, I'm sensitive.
We're out of time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That flew by.
I know. Karen, I
great.
love you.
I love you too.
And I love
Karen.
everything that you're doing. Can we
Karen,
get
that's
Karen's
amazing.
contact information on the screen again, please?
Seriously, everything you're doing for the community is amazing.
Thank you.
Like, I love it. It's
we're really
huge,
excited
and
about
the
it.
fact that you're hitting all these different
Yeah.
demographics that are underfunded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Says a lot. It says a lot about the community as a whole, and it says a lot about everybody that's
Yeah.
participating.
Well, we're doing an art drive. I don't know if it's still in the air, but we're doing an art drive right now for art supplies for SOS
Okay.
Recovery Community. They have an Arts in Recovery program.
Okay.
We're looking for paints and art supplies and canvases and anything that has to do with art.
Okay.
We're looking for that stuff. So contact me if you want to be a drop-off location. We'll give you a box.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Pick it up.
Thank you guys for joining. Karen's information is on the screen. We love you. Please reach out to her. Thank you.
Awesome.
My name is Jasmine, and I am a recovering drug addict.
My name is Richie Farrell, AKA the Old White Junkie.
And we are your hosts for Exit Team Nashua.
Our mission is to bring recovery into the living room.
Last year, over 72,000 Americans died of an accidental overdose.
That's almost 200 Americans every single day.
We will bring you guests with real-life experiences with addiction and recovery. Welcome to Exit Team Nashua. Hi, welcome to Exit Team Nashua. My name is Jasmine, and I am your host. Exit Team is a show that takes people who have experience with real-life sufferings, with recovery, real-life sufferings with addiction, trauma, and anything related to recovery, and we bring it into your living room. Bobby, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
It's a bold-faced lie, but thank you. I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always a good time to be here.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, sure, it's been wonderful. So our guest tonight, moving right along.
Who's a treasure?
Yes.
Actually, by the way, you do look good in that shirt.
Thank you.
Nice shirt.
Yeah, nice shirt. Nice shirt.
It's I like that. You
Twinning,
should
Hashtag
triplets.
triplet.
Tripling.
Hashtag triplets. Okay, cool.
that'll work,
So
whatever.
our guest is who?
TJ. My name is TJ.
AKA
Nice
treasure.
to meet you. I'm TJ Skeith.
TJ Skeith, aka Treasure.
Yep.
Yeah, treasure.
That's right.
Hashtag treasure.
Hashtag treasure.
I'm the hashtag master.
Okay. Okay.
I live.
That's how did you gain that title? Did you have
Dungeons
to?
and Dragons.
Did you have to fight somebody
Maybe
for it?
Magic. Yeah, a wizard.
Like, was there the heavyweight title fight where you took home the hashtag belt?
Yeah, I think Conor McGregor, maybe.
Yeah, he can't fight.
Yeah, but it's green.
Conor McGregor, if you're watching, I got you. I'll fight you. I ain't scared.
Bobby's been on one. He just tried to
man.
fight the camera guys.
No,
I'm
and you
scared
can't
now.
prove that.
I'm scared.
And then he told me equal rights, equal fights, and tried to fight me as well.
Dude, it was like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, man.
I did not say that.
That was a good move.
You did.
Nope.
So anyways, TJ, hi.
Hi.
What brings you to the show?
You.
Oh, wow.
No. You know, I'm a humble dude from Rochester.
You actually really are a very humble dude,
I
too.
try to be, and I'm like, my knees are going like this underneath the table because I'm not very good on cameras. But
Dude, that's great, because
I
there's no
love- I
cameras,
love
just a
hanging out with
conversation.
you
No,
guys.
it's just you and me,
Hold on,
man.
did you guys just meet?
yeah,
Yeah.
And you guys hit it off like that? 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought you guys knew each other forever.
Nah,
never.
nah,
Wow.
No,
nah,
we're-
just
we're
met him.
Wow.
Best friends doing karate in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
brother.
John Stamos.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, good housekeeping.
I've known TJ for a while, and my relationship's not that good with him. I'm kind of jealous.
Wow. Yeah, actually, we have known each other. It's almost been a year now.
Yeah, it's been a little
it was last September is when we first met at the Dover thing, and then we went to Recovery Fest in Rhode Island.
Yeah, so really funny story.
I'm all ears.
I didn't go to recovery.
I thought you did.
Wow.
Cut.
Wow.
Just kidding.
You messaged me and you were like, yeah, I've been following you on Facebook and like all the stuff you do. And I saw you at Recovery Fest and I was like, I don't know who the fuck
Wow.
thinks I am.
Hashtag gonna go crawl at the bottom of you.
So, but I just kept rolling with
Thanks for rolling with it. It's an honest program.
I feel like that makes it worse.
It does now.
Right? Because, like, if you just copped out in the beginning, like, hey, I wasn't there, it would have just been like, whatever,
Oh.
right? But now it's your
Well, at least
relationship.
the week before. I
Yeah,
think.
but
I was
but
trying to
your
get him in for a
relationship was
job
built on a
interview.
lie.
That's true.
I wanted to hire him.
Ah.
That was true.
I wanted to hire him because I had been following him for a while as well, and I see that you have this really big movement to advocate for people in recovery and to show that like we are not the stigma, that we rise above, and that like you're not someone that just like preaches and talks the talk, but you like walk the walk, you know, and that's admirable because you don't find that in a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of movement that goes on behind the scenes of, you know, I have a large social media, whatever.
You
but
do. You
Following?
have a very large
Really?
social media
a little
following.
bit.
Little?
Poquito. But yeah, I mean,
I was trying to think of my Spanish, but I don't know anything good.
it's the only thing I know. You know, it's all about moving your feet and what you do when you're not, you know, posting something on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, wherever outlet you want to go through. But yeah, I mean, if we're going to get into it, we all have the same shirt on.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
If you can
Talk
see
about it, be
here,
about it.
It says recovery hikes the the trail, hashtag AT2020, and then there's a boot here with the map. Mm-hmm. The blue is New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the white starts in Springer Mountain, Georgia.
Is that the Appalachian Trail?
It is the Appalachian Trail.
Listen.
Bingo!
Listen, okay, so I'm really proud of that right
Bobby,
now.
you do have a brain cell left.
He should have asked that before he put the shirt on. and then it goes up here to Mount Katahdin in Maine.
Okay. Because, real honesty, I thought Idaho was in the near Missouri up until 2 days ago. I didn't know it was near Washington.
So, Jasmine.
So you're a person.
Keep going. So tell us more about this walk.
Well, hold on. Let's find out about your experience with substance use disorder and what qualifies you to be on the show and why you have such a movement and such a large following and why you are doing this walk. So let's go back to what qualifies.
Yeah. So I mean, I struggled with substance use for a better part of my life. I'm 39 years old now, and the first time I remember getting loaded was I was 14 years old on a plane back from Amsterdam.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. It would have been, well, no, the right way would have been on the way there.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, 14 sounds like a late start for our,
It is kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
So you drank on the ride back?
I did.
Okay.
Some little wine coolers from Bartles and James.
Okay.
Okay.
And what happened?
Throw it out there. I fell asleep. Probably passed out.
So boring.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my first flight, my first ever flight. So I was nervous. So it kind of took the edge off at 14 years old. I'd seen my family, coming home from work or whatnot, and hey, I'm gonna have a drink when I get home from work, take my shoes off, and watch Jeopardy. So that's what I saw.
Alex Trebek is also a treasure.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So yeah, I struggled with that wasn't where it jumped off, but I mean I went through 18 more years of substance use issues. About 7 years ago, my mother passed away from pancreatic cancer. Talking of Alex Trebek, as of right now, he's a survivor. And that's where everything kind of jumped off and everything turned dark. It was in a very dark place in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I could go on for hours and hours, but I know we don't have that on that. So that led to a 5-year spiral of I don't remember much of my life. April 10th of 2016, I had an awakening. I woke up after a long blackout with a message that said, if I ever have a drink again, you'll never see your daughter. And that was tough to read. And, I didn't think I had a problem until that moment.
That brings out a great point. So you love your daughter so much, and so your relationship with your daughter and loved ones was put on the line. You didn't think you had a problem, and you thought you couldn't drink.
Absolutely.
And what happened?
Well, from that moment, I mean, the insanity of my mind and everything that went on at that moment leading up to that was I'm doing exactly what I see other people doing. And it was the fact that all the other people that I was hanging around with probably have issues of their own.
Yeah, I'm not that bad.
Not to call anybody out, but
but that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
So
it's the company you keep.
Yeah, and then once you start becoming the worst, you find a new group.
Yep.
Yep.
Because consequences.
Because you could always say, I'm not as bad as that.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got that message and from there I just had to jump off. I still at that moment didn't believe fully that I had a problem. I mean, I knew I had a problem, but I didn't feel that I had to end all.
Yeah.
It was more of I need to step back. I need to slow down. I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm just going to do this to please this person, that person, and give it a couple of months, a year maybe. We'll see how it goes. 39 months today. Later.
Ayo.
Wow.
Later. I'm still going, and now I do have a problem, and I still have that problem, and that problem is going to stay in my body for the entire life expectancy of me. So.
And that's huge. And that's a big thing to come to terms with.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of thoughts that are really common in recovery is oh, I haven't had a drink or I haven't gotten high in a year, couple months, whatever it is. maybe it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you just said it, you know. It's
Maybe I can have just one.
yeah, you know what I mean? Or I'm on vacation, it doesn't count.
I'll just
or,
grab an O'Doul's.
Yeah.
That.
So what do you
Like,
do
what's the point?
to stay so fresh in that? So because I know for like myself and like how my disease was like broken down to me is that like it's a persistent reoccurring thought that doesn't respond to reasons, right? And so like I have like insane thinking. So how do you like stop yourself from like that thought process? Like, oh, I can do this, or it's been 36 months, or you know, like
39.
Well, 39. Sorry. Thank you.
It's all right.
I remember.
That's probably why
I
you're.
care.
That's probably why you're respectful.
I care.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, so Bobby threatened to beat me up, and now you guys are getting up on me.
I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Me and TJ were just talking about how much good friends we are, and you got really
way
angry.
Back. Way back.
We went way back to about a couple hours ago.
Not
even.
Not even.
In about 365 days, we're going to get that notification on Facebook. You have been friends for a year.
And we'll have like a
If
whole
we
album
accept
of
each other.
photos.
Okay.
You've visited this many places. Sorry. Yes.
Wow.
To answer your
Vacation.
question,
I don't even remember what it was anymore. So.
I've still
How
got
do
a
you
little
keep
bit
it
of
fresh?
brain. How do I keep it fresh? What do I do? How do I stay away from that darkness, those dark
Yeah.
thoughts, the insanity, basically? And it's that old cliche. I play that tape forward. You know, I don't want to go back. You know, to try and have to go forward again. It just it's not. I don't have another recovery in me. Like I have this now, and if this doesn't go as planned, as God's plan, yeah, I don't see it happen. I don't want to have to try and see it again. I want to keep myself where I'm at right now, and I want to work hard every day. And for the longest time, and I would probably say my first 2 years in recovery, milestones were a huge thing. And they are a huge thing.
Yeah.
But it was I obsessed over milestones. It was like, all right, I'm at day 10, or I'm at day 40, or I'm at day 75, or
Well, that's
on a
like
day.
where the brain was at. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
sometimes that's
Yep.
Excuse me. Sometimes that's great.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If you're obsessing over milestones and you're not obsessing over getting high, like that's great. I'll take
Yep.
it. Like hopefully we
Yeah.
hope that like you calm down a little bit and those thought processes calm down through like prayer, meditation, things like that. But that's great.
That's where I was getting.
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
Meditation is huge for me.
Yeah,
I love meditation.
absolutely.
Yep.
And I have and meditation to me is just like recovery to me. You know, there's all forms.
Yep.
Me personally, I can meditate, and it's probably not a safe thing to do, but I can meditate while driving a vehicle. I just throw on some music really loud and I sing.
Disclaimer: we are not responsible.
No, we're not.
for
Listen,
any
I get it
live
because like the
over
only time I can sleep in a car is when I'm driving. So I get it.
Well, you took that another level. I always one it up.
No, but I get what you mean. You know, meditation,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to look the same as everybody else. Mine's like walking.
Yeah.
You know,
I
which
can-
actually,
hiking.
yeah. Which actually, though, if you want to go the whole Buddhist thing, there's walking meditations in Buddhism. Just throwing it out there.
No one said you were wrong. So.
Listen, you
No
threatened
one-
to hit me before, so
The way that I was taught,
Keep going.
the way that I was taught meditation is different than how I meditate today. I
Yeah.
was taught the standard sit down,
That is how I
the
like to
stereotypical.
meditate,
And it's great.
And
And
I
if it
find
works, yeah.
myself, and I find, if you knew me like almost 3 years ago, I was a firecracker, and I was a very emotionally unstable person, and I was all over the place, and beep 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 boop boop, and I have really gotten grounded. Yeah,
I've known you
I know,
that long.
I know.
I haven't. We just met in Recovery Fest.
I don't even know who we thought I was.
Anyway,
but-
ooh, that's not pistols. What's up with that? There you go. Yeah,
Shots
we were talking
fired.
about that prior.
Shots fired.
Double barrel.
Okay, so
All right, so you keeping it fresh. Milestones were huge, and now what is it? Just how you live?
It is definitely how I live now. When I portray my milestones or when I speak on my milestones, now the milestones are to help that next person.
Yeah.
Before it was all about me. It was the me,
Yep.
me, and that's why I'm doing it. And I liked the attention.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah.
You know, we're all self-seeking,
I
and
love exactly. I
we
love
like
that
validation.
attention, and I wanted the validation.
you
and,
know,
yeah.
it's normal, and I think that's what you're talking about is like that switch happening,
yes.
right? And like that's what we're all waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then when you see somebody new come in, and you're just like, oh, I can't wait for that switch to happen. I can't wait to see it. And like when it happens, it's
it's there.
yeah, because I used to obsess like like after I got 90 days, I never made it 90 days past 90 days before, so I was freaking out, and then a while ago, because I'll be coming up on 3 in August 1st.
Yeah, we're coming
But
on 3.
yeah, but like I remember my sister texted me, it was like happy 18 months. And I was like, oh.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Yeah, eventually.
that's a
You stop
thing.
Because I'm not
about
living
it,
to
and-
not drink. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I'm living to live. I don't think about drinking and I don't think about not drinking. I just don't
life.
like.
Yeah.
I live
yeah.
like a purpose, passion-driven life.
Yeah,
And
and the repetitive nature that I used to live while I was in active addiction is now active recovery. It's a repetitive nature that I do. You know, get up, make your bed, pray, meditate, however you want, it works.
Whatever,
for you.
yeah, whatever it works. And like I think it's huge to talk about just because everybody always sees addiction, substance use disorder, whatever you want to call it, in a negative light. You always see the negative consequences. Like you heard the Plymouth County. You know what I mean? Like it was all over Facebook. You know, but to be able to say like, hey, yeah, I've gone through this, and now because of what I was taught and what I've learned and what I practice, it's not a thing. It is a thing, but it's just a new way of life for me, and like it's infinitely better. And I feel like that's not something that's being talked about enough.
I also think that we should highlight on like people that do make it out of there, like the strength that they have and how they just become like these really big, bright, shining pillars. You know, so many people that I know that are in recovery that made it out of like their active addiction or alcoholism or whatever it may be, trauma survivors. It doesn't even have to be, because like trauma impacts the brain the same way, you know what I mean? Like those people that have made it out, the majority of them like have really just found themselves on like the deepest level that a lot of society hasn't, you know? So.
Yeah.
Me and TJ made it out the mud.
So speaking of mud,
Yeah.
what is Recovery Hikes the Trail? Hashtag AT2020.
Well.
Hashtag treasure.
Treasure map.
Ayo!
Look, you see that little dot right there?
Hey.
That's Rochester.
Hey. Don't.
Recovery Hikes the AT. Recovery Hikes the AT is the Facebook page I just started. It's
So go
gonna
follow
detail-
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go follow me.
Go follow
Okay.
it.
Go follow it.
Right?
I know it says Recovery Hikes the Trail here, but
You
whatever.
could be a trendsetter if you go follow it right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
it.
They should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have done it before it was cool.
Stay in school. So the map that we see on these shirts,
Yes. Yep.
like we were saying, Springer Mountain to Mount Katahdin. It's 2,179 miles.
Oh,
Give or
Lord.
take a few miles. It
How are you gonna
changes every
eat?
year.
How does it change?
They change the trail. The trail changes.
Okay, all right.
It's not. It's different every year.
That's a valid question,
Winter-
though, right?
It is. It's a very valid
Yeah.
question. How do you eat is also a valid
Yeah.
question. I'm not going to carry 5 months worth of food. In my
Right.
Squirrels.
5 months?
5
Oh,
months, yeah.
Lord.
5 months.
Squirrels.
How do you
I do
How do you
squirrel
shower?
Really?
You
Rivers.
lay in a river. Yeah. No. Every 4 or 5 days. I don't have all of the, expert. I don't have everything planned out. I don't have it mapped out. It's similar to life. I'm not worried about what's going to happen. 3 months into my hike, I got to figure out
Well,
that
I
first
am.
day. Yeah. So
I have faith in you.
I have faith in me too.
I heard that you should hike in sandals, though.
Tivas
Okay.
or Crocs.
Yeah.
I do
Dude.
have Crocs that are going to be attached to my bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. No lie. No joke.
No, because the water. You don't want to
You
get your
have to go
socks
through
wet and
water.
stuff.
Because you only
Post
carry
Malone.
You only carry 2 pairs of socks for the whole trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wash them yourself. Same with clothes. 2 sets
I'm
of
just
clothes.
not interested, but I support you.
That's fine. You
this
don't have
is
to be.
this
Yeah,
is
I
really
support
cool
you.
to me.
It's basically every 4 or 5 days you get into town and you
Yep.
send yourself a bump box, which means you send yourself a package, care package, at every post office that you're going to go to throughout the 5 months, and it's going to have your granola bars, your Cliff bars, your re-ups,
Yeah.
basically.
Ayo.
Yeah,
Gonna go plugs.
yeah.
Post office.
Wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah.
Keep continue because I respect your journey.
Yeah, and then throughout, it's awesome. Like the Appalachian Trail, like the community that focuses their every summer. every
I would say
summer.
a lot of people
spring,
do
summer.
it. So.
It's like 2,000 every year.
Okay. Wow.
And I just registered mine 2 nights ago. I just registered it 2 nights ago, so it's official. April 10th, 2020, next year. I set out, and like
Do you
throughout.
hike with anyone?
I'm not going down with anyone. I'm going down solo. A lot of people from the experiences that I've seen through YouTube vlogging and stuff like that, people meet up with people. They get into groups and they hike with groups for a few days or whatnot, and then it becomes everybody hikes their own pace, right?
Yeah.
So there's people that are going to be hiking 8-10 miles a day, and then there's going to be people that are hiking 25 miles a day.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to fit kind of in the middle of that because that's a lot and that's not a lot. But throughout, I mean, you run into people and it's crazy. Like I've already talked to so many people that did it last year that are in recovery that did it for the same reasons as me, that are going to do fundraising, and we're going to, try and help the community while we're out there and stop in between at every stop.
So you just said fundraising. So how would somebody help with that? Right? So say like, yes, I want to donate to your Recovery Hikes the Trail, #AT2020. How would somebody go about that?
Well, if you get on the Facebook page for Recovery Hikes
Which
the
we
AT,
know they've already liked.
yes,
Yep.
which
Because they're trendsetters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, which trending right now.
Is
they
it?
are. Yeah.
Is
should
it
be.
trending hot?
I'm not a tweeter,
Hashtag trending treasure.
trending treasure. TJ.
TJ.
Gotta have the 3 T's.
TJ trending Treasure.
Every single one of us messed
Tongue
it
twister
up.
now.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're just
there
gonna
is-
move on. We're just gonna move on.
So there's a Facebook fundraiser that started, and there's a link to it on the page. It's pinned to the top, and I've also started a GoFundMe for it as well, which is also it's really easy to find it throughout. If you put my name in there or the Recovery Hikes the AT.
#AT2020.
Hashtag AT2020. You're gonna find it.
Hashtag master.
You're gonna run into it. Hashtag yes.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, I mean the fundraisers are out there, but as far as like the fundraising that I'm doing now, I set goals, and you can only do them for 90 days. I'd never done a fundraiser before in my life.
You can only do it for 90 days?
Yeah, through Facebook fundraising.
Huh.
Yeah.
Facebook,
So have you
Zuckerberg,
been
get on that.
successful with
Yeah, you
raising
should.
funds yet?
In the first week or so, I reached 1,000.
How much money is it going to take, the trip?
About 10,000.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
5 months. It's about $1,000 a month. If you look at bills that you're leaving behind, which none of that's going with the fundraising, but bills leaving behind, car payments. If we have car payments, rent. If you got to pay rent, your bill, cell phone, stuff like that. All your necessities don't go away. Like life still happens while you're.
Yeah, I
out
never
there.
even thought of that.
Me
Why didn't
neither.
I think of that?
Yeah. I was more worried about showering and eating.
Well, I mean, eating's kind of a big one.
Yeah, eating's
Eating's
really
huge.
Showering, I just figure rivers.
So never. Speaking of hiking and eating, I saw the craziest thing hiking last week. I saw a snake eat a frog.
That's pretty wicked.
I have photos of it, and I'm going to show you after this.
I've seen them.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, well, I saw
It
a
was
hawk
pretty
pick up a
nuts.
bunny and decapitate it one time.
Oh my god! This show
I
is
saw
way off.
snow a few weeks ago.
Really?
Hiking. Yeah.
Wow.
See, that blows my mind more than any of
on
this.
a 90-degree day. It was pretty
Really?
crazy up on Baldface. Yeah.
Really?
So anyone that wants to donate to your movement, they can find you on social media.
Yep.
Anyone that is struggling in any way, they can find you on social media.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're also like you are a very humble person. I know that about you personally. But you're also a very driven person, and you're loud about your movement, and you're loud about what you're doing.
Yes, I am.
But you're loud with a cause. You're
I
not
am.
loud like, hey, look at TJ. You're like loud like, hey, like we can recover.
It's all about me.
Yeah. It's all about you.
We and us.
Oh, okay. We
not
and us.
me.
Because I was gonna say it's Bobby's World is the segment that we're doing. So it is your world. We're just living in it. We're here for
Can you
you.
do the voice?
No.
You're too young to remember the show now.
So if anyone is watching right now and you are struggling in any way, you have a loved one struggling anyway, you have any questions,
seen
you just want to talk, you're going through
But,
something
yeah,
with
yeah,
mental
yeah,
health,
it's
you're going through something with
pretty
trauma,
funny.
ayo. My contact information is on the screen. Sorry, they were talking over me. Bobby's contact information will be on the screen here in just a minute, and I'll announce it then. And then we'll also get TJ's contact information up on the screen. Resources are available for you. We have a whole plethora of resources available all throughout the New England and across the country, actually.
Yeah.
To be honest, so whatever you need, whether it's substance use disorder, trauma, who knows, eating disorders, we can help you with eating disorders. It doesn't really matter, mental health. There's Bobby.
Yep.
So that's Bobby's information. Also, you can find all of us on social media. Look me up, Jasmine Lamontagne.
Bobby Pinciero.
TJ Skeith.
TJ, you can find
Great
TJ.
last name.
Yeah.
Treasure. It's a real treasure. So TJ, that is your camera. And so for anybody, and there's TJ's information, by the way. TJ really likes phone calls at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have my ringtone set to an alarm, so I wake up.
Oh, good. Is it like the hazmat alarm?
Why do I feel like you guys are going to call each other at 2 a.m.?
Just to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
How's it going?
I got your number off the screen.
No, you hang up first.
Okay. So in
man, I
like
can't wait
30
to cook
seconds,
pumpkins.
TJ, what would you say to someone who is suffering in any type of way? What would you have to say to them?
I mean, it's 2 words, 3 words if you want to look at it, and I do the hashtag often. Reach out now. Like,
No.
do not wait. Don't think about it. Don't mull it over. 24 hours. Don't wait. Like, if you, I'll think about it. People are dying. People are dying. Like right now, as we did this show.
Yeah.
Like we've lost a bunch of people. It's. I don't even really know what to say. Reach out. Like, call me at 2 a.m. I'll answer.
He'll just be talking to Bobby, so
Yeah.
please.
We'll already be up.
Yeah.
Someone interrupt
Facebook
their
video
conversation.
me, whatever.
Yeah,
it is,
no, seriously. I get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a great show.
Yeah.
We would love to have you back after the hike.
Yeah.
can
But
do
you
it.
can't get a haircut.
Can you live stream it during the hike?
Are
we
you
do
live
that?
streaming the hike?
Yeah, I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll figure
We
it
could
out.
share it out for
YouTube
you.
Live. I'm starting a YouTube page. I'm going to start. There's a hiking vlog called The Trek.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I haven't signed up for yet. I'm hoping, they'll accept me. But
Listen, if they don't accept you, give me a call and I'll call them.
oh, okay, I should do that.
I'll call their mom.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go straight to the top.
TJ, thank you for coming on the show.
you guys, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it was a great
Seriously,
show.
thank you.
Bobby, as always, it's always a pleasure to be with you. And to all of our viewers and all of our guests, thank you so much. We appreciate, we love you. If you're struggling, please reach out. If you have a loved one that's struggling, please reach out. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.